In 1779, after a year in Paris, future President John Adams described a certain composer in his journal.
He is the most accomplished man in Europe. In riding, shooting, fencing, dancing, music, he will hit a crown piece in the air with a pistol ball.
Now, which composer could this be? It's Joseph Bologne, the Chevalier de Saint-Georges. Born on Christmas Day 1745, Bologne was not only a virtuoso violinist, but the best fencer in France, a knight of the king, and a crusader against slavery in the French Revolution.
Thank you for tuning in once again to Handel Haydn Society for this special exploration of Haydn and Joseph Bologne. Later in this program, we'll talk about the special moment in history shared by these two remarkable composers. But first, a brief introduction of Joseph Bologne, the first major classical composer of African descent, and a man whose incredible life story is still widely unknown today.
Bologne was born on the island of Guadeloupe to a French landowning father and an enslaved Senegalese woman. Brought to France at the age of 8, he was promptly enrolled in boarding school where he particularly excelled in the art of fencing. By the age of 16, Bologne was widely regarded as the best fencer of the famous French master Lavoisier, whose son once wrote this in praise of him.
No one had ever deployed more grace or more assurance. His development was superb. Such dexterity must seem incredible to those who have not seen it with their own eyes.
The legend of Joseph Bologne had already begun. But these were years of polarizing racism in Paris. France's losses in the 7 Years' War were blamed on the diluting of French culture. This radical ideology led to a purging of free blacks, forcing their return to slavery on the brutal sugarcane fields of the Caribbean. Such was the milieu when Alexander Picard, a rival fencing master, made disparaging comments about young Joseph's race. Lavoisier encouraged Bologne to challenge Picard to a duel, which soon became the athletic event of the year. Thousands of bets were placed. Even King Louis XV took interest. It was a clash of ideals, the new world versus the old. When that fateful day arrived, young Joseph easily beat the bigoted Picard, which pleased the king so much that he knighted him. Joseph Bologne was now Le Chevalier de Saint-Georges. A mere 6 years later, Bologne would shock Paris society yet again by debuting as a concert violinist in the orchestra Le Concert des Amateurs. Not only could he play, but he could compose his own incredible concertos. Bologne's fame spread far and wide, a beacon of hope in an enlightening world. Renowned for his many gifts, he even became Marie Antoinette's very own private music teacher. While still the fencer to beat in all of France, Bologne turned to composing, churning out 18 string quartets and various sonatas, notable for their witty interplay among the voices. Beguiling and approachable, they were designed for everyone to play, not just virtuosi. Many composers of chamber music use the solo violin exclusively for melody, leaving other instruments for accompaniment. Not so with Bologne, who balances the voices more evenly, emphasizing collaboration over technical display. It is tempting to see this commitment to equality as covert activism from this outspoken abolitionist. When it came to one of his 14 brilliant violin concertos, however, Bologne's own virtuosity absolutely dazzled French society. He became concertmaster of a new orchestra, Le Concert Spirituel, regarded as one of the finest in all of Europe. His concertos employed rapid-fire techniques, only newly possible with the development of the violin bow, ideas that would later inspire Beethoven. And it's quite possible he developed a new form, the Symphonie Concertante, where two soloists share the spotlight, just like a good duel. For 6 months in 1778, Bologne shared apartments with none other than Mozart, 11 years his junior. Mozart likely took inspiration from Bologne composing his famed Symphonie Concertante in E-flat. The influence of the Chevalier de Saint-Georges on young Mozart remains largely unexplored today. Bologne's career blossomed. He became history's first black opera composer with Ernestine. a collaboration with the author of the licentious novel Dangerous Liaisons. Bologne's illustrious musical career would be curtailed by the coming French Revolution, but not before commissioning 6 new symphonies from Joseph Haydn and debuting them to magnificent acclaim in his third orchestra, Concert de la Loge Olympique. It was one of Bologne's crowning glories and one of his greatest legacies to music history. Stay tuned for more about this truly astonishing musician.